guys out there will be probably wondering or contemplating or pondering or anything like that about what this means for their sex life.
Sure, you won't have one.
Welcome to Gym Fit 50. I'm Donovan. In today's video, my health coach is going to talk about perimenopause and menopause, and then I'm going to be talking about the science behind working out and fitness. Okay, so welcome back again to our time with my health coach, Veronique.
Hola.
Who, for those of you who don't know, she's my wife.
Hello. Hello.
So we have talked about having an Oligo scan. We've talked about amino acids, talked about blood work, and now
And the Dutch test.
And now we're gonna chat about perimenopause and menopause, which I believe it doesn't really apply so much to me, but
Oh, it applies to you more than you know. Men, if you have a woman in your life, trust me, perimenopause applies to you.
so what's the scoop on that?
Way back in the day, this was known as the time, the change. No one spoke about it. You knew mom went through it, you knew granny's been through it, but no one talked about it. And I'm so happy that there is a movement that's happening right now where women are starting to talk about it, because it is one of the most lonely, most difficult things that women have to go through. And you can liken it to puberty, where you have this massive hormonal change happening in your body. But when it comes to perimenopause, your systems are changing over. So your reproductive system is the thing that's driven your hormones as a woman, that's driven your hormones your whole life from the time you started your period to now. And all of a sudden, your body is changing systems to start getting the estrogen, progesterone from different organs because your reproductive system is closing down. And it's an upgrade to a new era in a woman's life, but that changeover is so hard. And unfortunately, a lot of when we're talking about unaliving yourself statistics, women struggle with this between the ages of 40 and 55. And if you look at statistics, that is perimenopause. So men out there, young women who have moms who might be going through this, guys, you just got to support the women in your life. I ask you from the deepest part of me, support the women in your life, because they don't even know what they're going through. They don't have words to describe sometimes what they're going through. And then when they do have words, you don't want to hear it because it is so filled with emotion and it's hard. It's a difficult time. We can get through it when we understand how to help and how to support those hormonals, how to support the hormonal changes.
So typically because now you mentioned there's the perimenopause and menopause.
Yeah.
So the peri period, when does that start or whatever?
It's different for every woman, and unfortunately in the last 5 years, statistics show that it's starting as early as 30 for some women, but it typically starts around 45, let's say 40, late 30s, early 40s. And it can last for years. So it comes with mood swings, depression, anxiety, out of control thoughts, really, really heavy periods, to no periods at all, to extreme pain or no sleep, hot flashes, just being up at night for no reason. When you were a perfectly good sleeper, had no period problems, you didn't struggle with PMS before. Now, if you get around a perimenopausal woman and she is not in a good mood, I promise you will know. There is no hiding it. So, and that's the other beautiful thing is, I feel like I'm finding myself. I'm finding who I really am through this journey. And I think, having the support of my husband and my family, when I'm just not feeling myself, and then I get to step out into when I finally say, that's it, perimenopause is over. It's such a beautiful new era, but getting to it can sometimes be tricky.
So I'm thinking, guys out there will be probably wondering or contemplating or pondering or anything like that about what this means for their sex life.
Sure, you won't have one. I'm kidding. Okay, so the beautiful thing with regards to perimenopause is there is no beauty in it. I'm kidding. What does this mean for your sex life? Yeah, so great question. I would say what the woman typically struggles with is unexplained weight gain, not feeling like herself, her body's not doing what she used to do for all losing weight, feeling good, all the self-care things she used to do no longer works for her. So there is a completely new, unexplainable piece of her that she has no idea about. So when it comes to your sex life, take care of the woman, and good sex will follow. If you are going to only love her when it's time for sex, trust me, that's not going to go well for you. If you are going to love her through the times where she is doubting herself and where she's hurting and where she's feeling lonely and awful, and you're going to be there for her without the sex price tag, the moments where you get to have sex will be beautiful.
Wow. Not quite sure what to say after that.
Wow.
So, okay, so I mean, it's a real, obviously this is a real thing. It's, I think that also the thing that most people actually just hear about when they talk about like menopause, when that word comes up is, and because the TV shows and the movies are always like hot flushes. But it seems like there's so much more. I mean, you were talking about like almost like an operating system going to another level,
Yeah.
And obviously there's a whole lot of understanding that needs to happen.
There's also the whole stressor aspect. So while your body is changing over to these new systems, there are systems like your adrenals. There's systems like your thyroid, right? These all play a part in your new operating system. So as best as you can support those systems, the better the outcome will be. A lot of the time when we think of stressing support, like stressors, how can I support my stress? What do you think of? What kind of things can you do to help your stress come down?
Well, exercise.
Okay. So yes, moving and sweating, heavy breathing every day is really, really important. Self-care, like just being alone, maybe doing some box breathing, learning some breathing techniques that can help calm your body down, getting out of situations that cause you stress. So you will find, and a lot of people feel like, oh, well, perimenopause, the women are ornery. No, actually what we're doing is we're saying, I am not subscribing to this stressful situation anymore. This is not serving me. I'm going to remove myself because I have to guard my stressor place like it's nobody's business. So relationships that cause stress, oftentimes women will walk away from because they need to not be stressed. So when it comes to self-care, the typical kinds of things that we used to think were frivolous, like over the top when we were younger, are the things that actually we have to focus on now. That's daily exercise, walking, eating in a way that's going to support your hormones, going to bed, sleeping well, drinking water, doing the things that help your body not get really highly stressed, but doing the things that help your body calm down, they're going to be key in this transition. And a lot of people, do that, but there's also a lot of people who don't even recognize the level of stress that's in their life, and they need to recognize and then make the changes. I mean, it is a whole nother kettle of fish. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, these kind of interactions, these videos have been really great, and we're going to continue this kind of talk through, in the next video. Not quite sure what the conversation is going to be over there, but I am going to bring Veronique in. And if you guys have questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. And I'm sure some of you guys will either like or dislike this portion of the video when it came to your sex life, So just want to thank Veronique once again, and stay tuned for what's next. So for some of you who don't know, I'm a photographer as well. I like high contrast black and white photography. And I mean, I talk to photographers every now and then, not a great deal, but sometimes when I meet someone and they are a photographer and they actually just start rambling on about all the technical stuff of the camera and the technical, specifications of the camera and of the lighting and maybe even the tripod that they use sometimes, or the strobes or whatever it is, their backdrops. I mean, it's just like it just goes on and on. And to me, I'm just thinking, I don't care about that. It's like, I mean, I set my camera the way I need it to be set, but to me, the results speak louder than the knowledge of the technicality. I mean, obviously you need to know something, but that's not my focus. And the same thing for us when we're doing fitness. Don't get bogged down in the science. I watch videos every now and then, and these guys drone on about the science of working out. When I was in my 20s, I mean, the internet was not a thing then, and we had magazines. And so if you want to learn about bodybuilding or fitness, you had to go and buy a magazine. And there wasn't, no one really focused on any kind of science. Anyway, I would look at what other people were doing. I would talk to a few people, and I would just do it. And I was in phenomenal condition. I mean, I looked pretty amazing. I'm not trying to be arrogant or vain. I really was, because, I mean, that's pretty much what people told me. And I see people when they sometimes doing exercises, or when they're showing something, the science behind an exercise and the way that they are going to, the degree angles that their arms need to be, or their shoulders, or their legs, or, like with triceps or whatever. And it's like, it doesn't really matter. Unless you are wanting to perform on the stage, that stuff doesn't actually really matter. I looked really good, and none of that stuff concerned me. I just went into the gym, I picked up the weights, and I started doing stuff. If my body hurt, then I would make an adjustment. That's what I do now. And for those of us who are not spring chickens anymore, we're in our 50s and beyond, when you do exercises, listen to your body. I've had people, like, this is even about a year and a half, 2 years ago, there was some guy who I was chatting with at gym, and he was really nice. And he was saying to me, there's this particular leg exercise that I should do because it's really good for your, it's really good for your quads and your glutes. It works them both together. It's just amazing, And I'd never really done them before. I didn't like them. I thought they looked a little bit, inconvenient. Anyway, so, I mean, this guy, he kind of followed a lot of science behind movement. I did that for about a week. I did these, these particular type of lunges with dumbbells. And my knees hurt. Oh, did they hurt? And it wasn't the good kind of hurt. The no pain, no gain. No. This was pain and there was no gain. I stopped doing them, went back to kind of what I was previously doing. And guess what? The pain went away. And I think I revisited it again like a little while later just to see. I just did I think 1 day, and then I didn't go really heavy just to see what would happen. And what do you know? My knees hurt again. And so I was like, we scratched that off the list. I don't care about the science about what it's going to do for my quads and my glutes and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater over here. I'm just saying that don't get bogged down with that. Don't get bogged down with the technicalities of doing exercise. If it's going to hurt you, then just don't do it, or make an adjustment. I make adjustments all the time. I change exercises all the time. I will do like for chest. I will go from incline to flat to decline because of what I feel in my shoulders. Most times in my shoulders, because like my shoulders will start to feel a bit, iffy, and then I will make the adjustment. So just do that. So let that be an encouragement. Just listen to your body and don't overdo it. Set a goal for what you're wanting to achieve and then just go for it. I hope you really enjoyed that video. The insights that my health coach provided about perimenopause and menopause was really insightful. And I wonder what you thought about some of the science behind working out and fitness. In my next video, I'm going to give you an update as to how my 6x6 workout program is going, and I'm really enjoying it. Are some of you doing it? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, see you then.